Okay, so 1 month updates since the gyno surgery. And here on the left, we have the picture that I showed before, I think, regarding how I looked before. Because I don't have any recent pictures about like how my gyno looked on pictures, because literally since like 2022, I got into a habit to do this, to like do this, because when you do that, the gyno disappears basically for like 2 minutes. So I had, had a habit to always, before getting a picture taken, I would just do that. So you could realistically never really see my gyno in pictures. But I did have it, because after the picture, 2 minutes go by and it's back. But this is how it looked when I wouldn't do that. So I had pretty bad gyno that didn't go away. And here is the picture when I did the surgery. This was like a few days after the surgery. A few days, yeah, probably. And this is how it looked, probably like 5 days after the surgery. Like this was the incision, the cut, and I'm not sure why this looked like this, but yeah, that's how it looked. It didn't look that good. But this is how it looked a few days ago. Literally a few days ago, this is how it looks. And I will show you right now in the video too. So it basically all healed. it all healed in like less than 1 month. It's been like, this is probably, the picture is taken like about like 3 weeks after the surgery or something like that. And it's incredible. I'm really happy about the healing speed and everything. So yeah, that's incredible. That's incredible. I will show you right now as well. Like there is nothing really to be seen that I did a surgery like a month ago. Nothing really that will show that. And when I turn like this, you can see like no longer do I have like that kind of like bulge for my nipple. Now it's like just all muscle and like some fat. So yeah, I'm really happy about that. I'm really happy about that. It fully healed. I already started doing bench, like chest workouts last week. So I waited maybe like 3-4 weeks before I started doing the chest workouts. Before that, I was just doing other workouts like back, biceps, shoulders, stuff like that. So yeah, that's amazing. Like if anyone wants to do a gyno surgery, the healing is really good. In one case, I only did the gland excision. So as you can see, there was only one excision for the gland to be removed. I did not do any liposuction. If you are fat and you also want to do liposuction, that requires more time for healing. Because if you actually search up on Google how liposuction looks, the doctor takes like something that looks like a huge needle and they do this. Like they are not like, they are very rough with it. Like imagine if I took like a needle right now and I was just doing this like inside under my skin. Like he puts a needle under the skin and he starts doing this. Like very rough, very, very rough. Because you need to do it rough so it breaks down the fat into small pieces so that machine can suck it in through that needle. So that's why it's like very rough and it takes a lot more time to recover. So if you did that kind of surgery, and most clinics try to sell you on that, I had to message at least 10 clinics until I found one that was willing to only do this one, because this one is so much cheaper. It's almost 3 times cheaper than the one with liposuction, because liposuction requires an expensive Vaser machine that probably costs like a few $100,000 or something. And most clinics have that machine and they want to sell you on the liposuction gyno surgery. And a lot of people are fat. So like a lot of people do want to do the liposuction anyway. But in my case, I'm not fat. So in my, like, where do you see the fat in my chest? Where do you see the fat? It's all muscle. So it would be such a waste of money and recovery time to do the liposuction version, because I guess they could probably find some fat because everyone has some fat, but it would be such a waste of money and time and like recovery time. So in this case, when you do only the gland excision and you are also on steroids, like in my case, then the recovery is incredibly fast. So in my case, it recovered basically in 2 weeks. I started going to the gym after 2 weeks. I still wasn't doing chest workouts to avoid getting a hematoma, because when that tissue is still not fully like fused together, you could get like a blood pool there. Like there could be like some capillary or something popping, and then you could have like blood under the skin, and you, like your skin would look like purple here or something. So I didn't want to risk that, and I was just doing other workouts for like after the 2 weeks of not training at all. I did other workouts, and then after another 2 weeks of recovery, I started doing chest workouts, like bench, full on, like heavy weight, 100 kilos, whatever. So that's about how much time I needed to recover. Maybe you would need more, maybe you would need less, I don't know. But if I did a liposuction, I would need a lot more. It would be at least four weeks without training at all, and then maybe 4 weeks before training chest. It needs a lot more time to recover. And there is risk for hematoma without doing anything. Like I was having sex like 2 days after the surgery and like being in plank position, activating the chest, and I didn't get any issues. But if I had, because it was just a small gland that was removed under the, it was just a small gland that is here. Like if I was doing liposuction around my whole chest or around here or whatever, that's a lot more tissue that needs to recover, a lot more stress on the body. So this is probably the best option that you can do. Like you should lose fat, you should be pretty lean, at least like 15-20% body fat, like at most, but even better if you are like 10 to 15%. I was probably like 15, 16%, 17%, I don't know. And in that case, the recovery is fast. There is no need for liposuction. You save a lot of money. I paid exactly $1,200. So 40,000 Thai baht. That's about $1,200, about 1,050 euros or something like that. Like that's a really, really cheap price. And recovery was fast, as you can see. So that's amazing. Like nothing much I can tell you. Like, does anything hurt right now if I touch my nipples? I can feel slight sensitivity, but nothing crazy, nothing crazy. Like it's not like pain or anything, but I can, like, they are slightly more sensitive, and that can last up to 6 months. Like they are slightly more sensitive. Regarding the other things, this whole area around the nipples was sensitive about up to like 1 or 2 weeks ago. That's why I wasn't training chest, because I was like, if this is still sensitive here, I shouldn't be training chest because it's probably like still recovering. So I wasn't training chest. Now it doesn't hurt here, but it was like sensitive to touch even here, but now it's not. So that took maybe 3 or 4 weeks to fully recover. That kind of sensitivity regarding the surgery itself, fully painless, didn't hurt at all, because like you get local anesthesia, and also it's not that rough like at all. Like most surgeries you would think are like really rough on your body, but this one, it's just a small incision. As you can see, it was like done by a laser that just cut it open. The doctor just like put in the like the tweezers, like pull out the gyno tissue, closes it, done. Like it was really fast. Basically the only thing that took kind of like a while, almost an hour, is doing these like incisions. Like he was slowly going with the laser. How did I know it's laser? Because I could smell my hairs burning because I have so much chest hair. Even though I shaved it, I could still smell like the hairs burning when he was using the laser to cut my nipple open. So I figured out it's a laser, and that's pretty cool, because then the recovery is better than when it's a knife. So that's really cool. And yeah, I had no issues. Now, obviously, there is always risks with surgery. Like there is probably like 1%, I don't know, 5%, whatever risk that you could maybe get some hematoma or something, which is not that dangerous, but it could look ugly. You would maybe need to get it drained, which is annoying. Like some things can happen. You need to keep that in mind always. But in my case, everything went well. That's great. And usually it will just go well. It's a pretty simple surgery. Like I was telling jokingly to people that it's harder to replace a battery in an iPhone than to take out the gyno. I'm not even kidding. Because the only thing that's kind of hard about this surgery is to do the incision perfectly so the scar heals and you don't see the scar. Like that's basically the only thing that is like kind of hard, because you need to be like a really good surgeon to like do the incision perfectly with the laser and not have any scar visible afterwards. That's the only thing that's kind of hard. But regarding the gyno incision, like you could do that, I could do that. Like that's not hard at all. Like when it's open, you just pull out the gyno and then you like stitch it together. Like it's really simple and easy. It's literally harder to replace a battery in an iPhone, like not even joking, because it has more steps. Like this is just 3 steps. Like you need to like put anesthesia, you need to like do the incision, take it out and stitch it up. That's it, 4 steps. And to take out a battery on an iPhone has more steps. So yeah, that has been the update for this surgery. Went amazing. Like you probably don't really see any kind of difference, because usually I would just like do this always before pictures and then you would not see my gyno. But now I don't have to do that, and I just don't have the gyno, which is amazing. And also another good thing is that now I can even let my estrogen be slightly higher, which is healthy for the body, and I would not be risking to get any kind of gyno. So that's great. That's pretty amazing. Because once that you remove gyno, you can't get it again usually, like unless the surgeon make a mistake and like left a little bit behind or something, but usually you can't get it back. You just need to ask specifically for entire gland removal. So this is really important. I hope that the people who are watching for the surgery and they want to do it, that they are still watching, because it's really important, if you don't want to risk getting gyno again, to tell the surgeon to fully remove the gland despite the nipple, like it could fall back slightly. Let me see. For me, I'm not sure if it's really visible, but this nipple, it's like almost slightly inwards, like on the top. And you can't really see it, I guess. But sometimes if you are like fat and you just do the full gland excision, the nipple could fall inside, like to be going inwards, because there is nothing behind it anymore to support it. But if you are lean and you have muscle like me, that's not going to happen, because you have the muscle behind to like hold the nipple to be like flat. So that's really important. Like in my case, it's really important. Tell the surgeon, like, please, I need you to remove the entire gland so it can never come back. And I have muscle behind to support the nipple, it's not going to fall back in, don't worry about that. And then the surgeon will be like, okay, like you need to make sure that the surgeon listens to that, because usually most people don't have a build like me. Like most people, average people don't have chest muscles that are supporting the nipple, and most people are fat. So when they do the surgery, the surgeon always leaves some gyno behind to just for the nipple to look normal, because they are fat, and if they remove the whole thing, the nipple will fall back in. So that's really something that you need to keep in mind if you're doing this surgery. Like you need to explain to the surgeon. Like a lot of clinics I messaged, I was telling them like I need full gland removal, and they were like, oh, but our surgeon leaves a bit behind. Like, and I just had to like keep moving on until I found a clinic that does everything that I want. Because when you are paying for a surgery and the surgery is done on yourself, you need to find a place that will do exactly what you want, and not something that they want or whatever. Like I don't give a fuck what a surgeon thinks is the best. I'm getting what I want to get, and the surgeon is the person who just gets the job done. Like a mechanic repairing your car. I don't give a fuck about his opinions. Like he just needs to get the job done. So yeah, that's pretty much it about the surgery. If you have any questions, leave them below. I will be glad to answer. With the liposuction, the price will be about $3,000 or $2,000 depending on the clinic in Thailand, but this is $1,200, really cheap, including everything, like no additional charges or anything. So yeah, that's pretty much it. See you in the next video.